There's such a thing as too much honey. Social media has changed everything. It has shaped mass culture in a huge way by changing the way we communicate with one another. Social media has turned an entire generation into narcissists. Just for clarity, the dictionary defines a narcissist as a person who has an excessive interest in or admiration for themselves. Someone who thinks the world revolves around them. We would rather spend our free time taking deceptive selfies and editing them to make ourselves more attractive so we can post to all our social media accounts. Social media platforms are overflowing with masses of individuals competing with one another for followers, shares, likes, tweets, and things along those lines. We yearn for validation and need to affirm our egos in any way that we can. Who would have predicted how much social media would take over our lives? Many have become expert in posting content that give the illusion of success and fulfillment. It is therefore turning us into very self-centered people. Our teenagers hardly leave their rooms, wasting hours on social media. Some people claim we are more connected thanks to social media, but in some ways we are more separated, more broken. Could there be something more sinister going on here? Could it be that by creating a world of self-obsessed narcissists who believe anything we are fed via social media, lack the capacity to care enough about anything but ourselves, to take action against important issues? Isn't it time we log out of social media for a little and reconnect with each other? Isn't it time we wake up from our world of make-believe and take steps to positively impact our real world? Isn't it time?
It sounds so doom and gloom, doesn't it?
I think it's the real world.
You think social media is the real world?
It's part of the reality. It's part of, it's a reality.
Our reality now.
Yes, it's part of. Why are we denying? If I want myself to look like Denzel Washington, and so I do my photographs in that way,
and I get more bride price for you.
Yeah, and you get more bride price, and girls are all over me, and then I get them, because I still have to do some work to get whatever I want. So that I do a glossed over picture, the girl is going to come and say,
No, I know you're being
ugly
funny,
man.
but we all accept that there.
But no, I will make the point. You see, so it's part of our reality. It's something that is new to us, and we're going to manage. We're trying to manage it, and we're going to get somewhere eventually. There are going to be some people that are going to be casualties. That's what you are worried about. What Uwa has just read out does not tell us whether the casualties are so many and the gains are so little
We're
that,
not
we,
giving
should,
out the statistics,
that we should just cut and go back, quickly take the reel back and shut down Facebook and everything. Because I suspect that it's the other way around.
No, but even if the casualties were like 1%, it's not even saying that you need to shut down. It's for me, the way I see that message is it's more about caution. It's like saying use with caution. So even if one person is so deluded about their life, because you're talking about, you know, the human being is such a fragile entity sometimes. And, you know, especially when you look at the suicide rates and things like that, I think there's a link. You know, if you're living in a world, and for me, it's a bit chilling. I don't know to what extent it's true. Like you say, that's the only challenge you have. But it's a bit chilling to imagine someone who is getting more and more isolated and more introverted and more into themselves in a very unattractive way as a result of the selfie thing, as a result of likes and dislikes. I'm trying to imagine that kind of a person who maybe didn't start off like that, and because of interacting on social media so much and getting addicted to that lifestyle, they become more self-obsessed. I'm trying to imagine that person, and it would be a sad situation.
I'm suspecting they were always like that, and I'm suspecting also that we're hearing more
social
about...
Social media just brought out
who
they
gave them an avenue to express that.
It's so easy to say this man was on Facebook and now he went berserk and he killed 12 people.
It's like feeding an appetite then.
Yeah. People were killing 12 people before
social media came along.
Yeah, but maybe it's feeding the appetite.
What's part of it was that there was no social media
so we didn't know they were
to even splash it out on us quickly.
But you know, this is a reality now, technology, and you have to live with it.
I mean, we just have to.
It's in all spheres.
Yes.
Manufacturing, you know, we're now having robots taking over.
Correct.
So how do we deal with it? We need to be intentional. Again,
Yes.
you know, you need to drop your laptops and phones for a bit and
have some family
connect
time
and speak with people. Actually talk to them.
when they don't want
chat.
to talk. They don't want to talk to you anymore.
They don't want to talk.
Now, so what do you do now? So
Let
you keep
them
talking
see
to them
you.
again on Instagram.
Exactly.
Send me a DM me or what it is.
But if you look at
Slide
some
into your
people,
DM.
Slide into my
have really succeeded. Social media has helped a lot of
Yes,
people.
it has brought a
realize
lot of
their dreams.
businesses for
people that
people.
you probably will never have heard about.
Yes.
Like the little boy I saw that's selling oranges, and he sings so well.
Beautifully, I
and
saw that.
They found the guy. That's what social. So it has
The positives and the
positives
and the negatives.
So but we just need to be intentional to just regulate this thing and encourage more human contact as much as possible.
Selfies has actually been also taken away from the narcissists to be
Even,
actually
yes.
a connection. We take selfies when we finish as a group. You don't see each one of us going, ku, ka, kaka. No. Do you understand me? So it's been taken as a way of us, a sort of camaraderie, a togetherness, and as a memory of what you spent. So that's the part I totally disagree
But do you
with.
not see that
I
the
think
fact that it's a generation, do you not see that it's possible? I don't know that people who have not grown up without social media, they're coming into life and they think
people
this
who
is
have
the norm.
not grown up without social media.
Yeah, as they came
what
into...
year
as
were they
came-
born?
I don't know, millennials? I don't know.
Millennials are
Millennials
growing
are the
up.
social media.
Mr. Millennials are the
No,
children
maybe
of
I'm not saying it
digital
properly. I'm
age.
saying people who have not
Instagram.
been without social media.
There aren't.
So
That's what
every
I'm
existence
saying.
they've had from the beginning, their
Of their life
socialization
has-
was
yes.
around social media.
Okay,
so
no,
they don't
so-
know life outside of that.
Could it
So
be us?
Okay,
it could be that
give you-
generation.
Wow.
Okay, let me
talking
give
about.
you.
Overly
Let me give you.
worried.
So there's a whole generation of parents. There's a whole group of parents now who are actually monitoring their children from the amount of social media, and actually a lot of them. And guess what? From San Francisco, the place where
the tech
social media,
capital.
the tech capital of the world in San Francisco. So I get what Ekene is saying in that, and it's about that controlling it as a diet, so you don't overconsume it, and like everything else, it leads to obesity. You understand me? So if you like call it digital obesity, I think is what we're talking about. That's number one. Number two is, but I bring it back and I say, look. I haven't just come. It's incredible what technology. And when I read this script, and I thought to myself, no, this is not about. You're not seeing the full impact and the power, the positivity of it, because in all positives there will be a negative, right? So let's put the positive overrides the negative. Let's look at what's happened in Nigeria in the last few years. RUGA has been. What's it called? It's been withdrawn as a result of social media noise, right? People are coming out talking about their experience of rape as a result of social media noise. So our conversations, our behavior, our
But then
learning,
you're still looking at
everything
it
is
as
being
if you're
changed.
weighing
No. I'm
for
looking
and
at
against.
I know. I'm saying to you that the positives, the power and
Yes,
the
what you're
benefits
saying,
that it brings, it overrides the narcissist,
No, but
the
that
selfie.
argument
There are
suggests
young
that.
people. Yes, and there will always be weak young people. So let's stop trying to bring up, snowflakes. Look,
But I
I'm
think
not gonna like you. You're not gonna like me. That's life. Get on with it.
But I
and I'm
think-
gonna tell my son that. And if you don't get 100 likes, so what?
Yeah.
Get
so
over yourself.
That's where we need to
Abi,
draw the line. Where
get over
people are
yourself.
confident in themselves, regardless.
Yes.
Because I saw a post just a few minutes ago about Instagram blocking,
changing.
blocking and not showing people the likes and all of those things. I said that doesn't solve the problem.
It
Because,
doesn't.
You have to be confident,
Of course.
and you should be
Self-regulate.
You must be emotionally stable to handle the pressure that come with, because there are also a lot of positives.
Pressures.
Just to strike a balance, My friend also took a break from social media. She just got tired because she found out that
was taking
she was
over too
getting
much of her
it
time.
was taking a toll on her. She was getting depressed. The likes were not coming. So on her own, she said,
Exactly.
"Let me take a break." And by the time she came back, she was feeling a lot better.
But that's the
So I
point.
think we should
That's
manage.
the point.
Yes,
addictive.
Yes,
It's
it is
addictive.
So the
addictive.
point you're
you
making is not even the
engage.
snowflake thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not even the for or against. It's
Just
to say, look,
manage
use
it.
with caution.
Yes,
it's like
manage it.
enlighten.
Well, yeah, like everything else. Don't obese on it and don't
Absolutely.
overeat. So I call it digital obesity.
Yeah.
That's it. Because everything, if you take it in moderation,
It's
is okay. If you take it in excess,
that's
it's
where the
not
problem
good
is.
for
I guess
you.
The thing
And I
is,
think-
it really isn't easy to draw the line.
With social
you've-
media.
Yes, you've posted something today.
So you want to go and check.
You want to check. So how
How
did
is
people
it
respond to it?
respond to
You
it,
know,
yes.
what are
Sometimes
they
it's not-
saying? You know,
yes.
and you find
Sometimes
yourself.
100 likes
So it's a
because you want
conscious
to be
thing.
sure you're on the right
It's
track.
very difficult to draw that
Yeah,
line, and you
yeah.
just find yourself being drawn in. So
I think you should get busy. If you ask me.
Yeah, exactly. I think
You should get
something
busy.
else
When you
doing.
get busy, you will not remember
You
your phone.
remember.
Trust
Yes.
me.
or
that's
you
exactly.
check it when you're going to bed at night.
Yeah.
What if maybe
you
your
want
job?
to do.
Well, that's a wrap on this week's edition, but let's not end the conversation here. Do keep your comments coming in all our social media platforms on Facebook, Plus TV Africa, hashtag #TheAdvocateNG, or on Twitter and Instagram at Plus TV Africa, hashtag #TheAdvocateNG. Till next week, same time, when we'll be taking on the topics that gets you talking. Let's keep advocating for a better society. Bye.
Bye.
Happy. Bye.
Welcome to The Advocate, a program that thrashes out all the topical issues of the day.
When you are in government, you don't see nothing wrong with whatever is happening. The moment you are out there, everything is wrong.
You can't even see
Yes.
many women now, and when they're there, they're not even really making a mark, and then they have an NYSC problem and this and that.
One of the reasons why we don't have more women in politics in Nigeria is for as long as political meetings continue to take place in the middle of the night.
Exactly.
Really?
Disastrous for a president
To even say
be
he's unaware.
unaware of the chief
It's a
justice.
ploy. It could be a strategy.
That strategy was very
Backfired.
terrible strategy. Because the buck stops at your table.
Whether it's that we don't look after our cities, and quite frankly, Nigeria is becoming a very ugly place.
When you are the only one feeding the people with this news, and there is nobody countering them, it becomes, the news.